Hello, welcome to I'm calling this the pre-enter. You know how we the pre-worship experience. This is our pre-entrance experience. I am your host, Miss Crystal Goodner Spratt. I've got the gang, re-entry gang joining me today. Everybody, if you could just put your mics on mute until it is until someone's time to talk. We've got a little bit of a feedback, but see, that's the quirky thing we deal with when we deal with technology and live television. Well, again, welcome. Hope your Monday night is going well, and the countdown is officially on. The Saints will officially go marching back in onto campus, onto St. Stephen's, all three of our campuses, Southern Indiana, Louisville, Hardin County. And there you go. Look at our New Day, New Way graphic, which reads for you our service time breakdowns. 8:30 Southern Indiana campus, 2701 Veterans Parkway, Louisville, Kentucky, St. Stephen, Louisville campus, 1018 South 15th Street. And I'll go ahead and make a point also. Online worship will begin and will stay at the same time of 9:30. And then 11:30 for the Hardin County campus. There on our beautiful Hardin County campus, 757 South Woodland Drive in Radcliffe, Kentucky. So today we are here to answer your questions and to talk all about re-entry. Here we have brought out the heavyweights. We've got Mr. George Demery, who is the COO of St. Stephen Baptist Church. And he said, "Hey, Crystal, can you believe I've been here almost 2 years?" We love you, George, and we thank you. We call you the principal, don't we?
Yes,
That's
you
the
do.
principal.
Yes, you do.
And the first employee of St. Stephen Baptist Church, Minister Kevin James, who is the senior executive minister of music for St. Stephen Baptist Church. And I'm excited about this conversation. And last but certainly not least, beloved Miss Pat Matheson, and she is our New Day, New Way coordinator. And can we just give some hands for Miss Pat Matheson? She works so hard. She's done so much, and all the things that may be going on in her own life, she still manages to make time for St. Stephen Baptist Church. And just an off key, just keep Miss Pat lifted up in prayer during this time. All right, well, let's get straight to it, Miss Pat. I'm going to throw it to you, and you just kind of talk about what we have to look forward to as we prepare to enter back to on-campus worship this weekend. I can't believe it.
Yes, it's finally here. It is go time. We have been working extremely hard to make sure that we are adequately prepared to receive the membership back into on-campus worship. It's been a wonderful journey, even though it was brought through a tragic situation. Being able to work with the other campuses has been marvelous. It has really opened my eyes to some things that I didn't know before. And it's been a joy just, working with them and, George and Kevin. I have a new appreciation for everything that goes on at St. Stephen and the things that go on behind the scene that have to happen to make worship happen every week. So like I said, we've been working really hard, and we are excited to receive the membership back into the worship center on campus worship this weekend. We've got lots, the worship is going to be high as it always is. Rev's going to bring a mighty word. So I'm looking forward to it. I plan to be at every location this weekend. So I'm going to start
Ooh,
out at
you gonna
Indiana.
go live?
I'm going to travel over to Louisville. I'm gonna mimic Rev this weekend. I ain't going to say I'm going to ever do it again, but I'm going to do it this weekend.
Absolutely. I tell you, it's gonna be bustling with activity. In
Yes.
Indiana, don't zap them out, because I know everybody's gonna be so excited to see Pastor
Yes.
Cosby. Indiana is up first. And I don't know if y'all know, we be having church across the bridge over here in Southern Indiana. So,
Amen.
but I know Rev, he's in wonderful physical shape, and he is going to just bring the word 3 times coming up this Sunday, 8:30 in Southern Indiana, 9:30 in Louisville, and 11:30 on our Hardin County campus.
And let's
Kevin
mention
James,
that this will
go
be
ahead.
right after he just celebrated his birthday.
Right? What a way to celebrate that. than doing the Ironman challenge. They need to have like a pastoral Ironman challenge, and of course, Pastor Cosby would definitely win for that. Kevin James, I noticed you added a few voices to the praise team this weekend. What will the music scene look like on each of the campuses?
Okay, well, what we just did was we expanded the praise team. We've been doing 16 months, and we garnered all the choir directors and a couple of volunteers to create our praise team. Now we got to split those people up. So we're going to lose on our Louisville campus. We're going to lose Miss Kenya because she'll be over in Indiana, and Brother James and Brian will primarily be down in Hardin County. And so we have to fill in some of those gaps, and then we need to add some people to those praise teams. So we several weeks ago, we did a survey with choir members that we thought would be a part of this praise team to help make things happen as we transition. We won't go back to full choir right now, but we'll do praise team. And so we had over 60 to 70 people that volunteered to be a part of these praise teams on all three of the campuses. And so we're rotating different ones, and we're going to start on this week. We're going to have a joint rehearsal on Thursday with everybody, and then they'll go to their separate campuses. So we'll have 9 to 15 people on Indiana campus, the same thing in Louisville, same thing in Hardin County. And we're just going to take it 1 week at a time and see how it goes, just like we did as we went to the pandemic. And God got us through it. And so we'll start with that, and then we'll tweak it, and we'll see what God does with it.
Amen. Amen. Hey, if you're just now tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. A special report. We're talking all about our re-entry process. And I'm joined by Mr. George, members and leaders of our transition team, Mr. George Demery, Ms. Pat Matheson, and Minister Kevin James. George Demery, real quick talk basics. We're requiring masks, and we will be doing temp checks. You want to talk about that?
Yes, Crystal. We will be taking temperatures at the door and requiring masks. We want to make sure that everybody knows that in order to worship in the house, no matter if you're in Southern Indiana, Louisville, or Hardin County, a requirement is that you will need to have on a mask during the entire service. It has been preparing to get our churches ready for in-person service. It's been a joy and a challenge both. I've discovered, like you, Pat, that different locations do things a little different, have a little bit different personalities, but yet we have a common goal. And each campus, no matter where it is, they want to make sure that St. Stephen is the best worship environment that you could have on earth. So we're really proud of what we've done. We've met every week for the last, 3 months, just to make sure that we look at every detail. Again, like I said, you need to wear masks. There's a way that people will be entering in all three of our locations, and we'll go over a little bit of that too during this telecast.
All right, I want to welcome all of the visitors real quick. I want to welcome all the visitors to this special conversation. Not visitors, our members. We're talking about reentry. And we want this to be an interactive session. So that means we want you to ask questions, leave comments, and post them there in the comments section, and we'll get to your questions. Pat?
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on what George said. We will require masks, but we also want you to know that if you come and you don't have a mask, we will have masks at the door, and we will require you to wear one. For those of you who are wondering, you can also wear a face shield. So you can either wear your face shield or your face mask. Both of those will be acceptable in the worship.
All right, Pat, speaking of wearing, a lot of people are asking about their St. Stephen church, their shirts. A big shout out to Miss Arlene Birch, who is there. She says Silas ordered a shirt and it was supposed to be delivered, but it hasn't come yet. What should they do? And go ahead and address the ordering and picking up of shirts.
So if you've already ordered a shirt, those shirts have come in. And before I left on last week, we sorted through them. Miss Arlene, I will look into your order. I did not, the ones that were ordered and requested to be shipped were not shipped. So we probably still have them, but they're probably still in-house. So I will check and make sure. And if we can just, if he can just come pick it up, that will probably be if he wants it for Sunday, that will probably be the best bet. But for anyone who has ordered a shirt, I contacted just about everybody that had ordered and let them know that their shirt was there. Only the ones who requested that theirs be shipped are the ones that we're really concerned about right now.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Pat. Question. We're talking all about Sunday worship, but let's shift towards Bible study. How will Bible study work? Will there be Bible study in Hardin County? Is there Bible study in Southern Indiana? And what will the times be?
Well, right now, we're focused on our platform, our online campus, and we're trying to still work with all of our campuses to get our technology where we want it to be. So right now, our Wednesday worship is just happening at the Louisville campus.
Okay.
So it's just the Wednesday at the Louisville campus. And technically, we haven't opened it to the membership. This weekend, we're just opening up worship on all of our campuses, but we are working on the midweek worship is what we're calling it, because we want that to be another worship opportunity for our members.
All right. And just a plug for this Wednesday. This Wednesday is Whiteout Wednesday. We are celebrating our pastor's birthday.
Yes.
You know, we got love on him real good to prepare him for preaching 3 services that he's not done in several months. So
Right.
Leadership, if you have already received an invitation to come back to on-campus worship, we want your face to be in the place this Wednesday.
Yes.
6:30. Worship is at 7 p.m. And Pat, look, you getting all excited about, I mean, it really is phenomenal. The Whiteout. Talk about the Whiteout.
So the Whiteout, we've done this for many years, and we don't want to allow anything to stop us from celebrating the man of God that God has sent us. So we want to make sure this is one of our opportunities to just love on him and let him know how much we love him and appreciate him. And so we've got one of our own members is coming in to deck out our facility. So we're gonna have a nice time for Dr. Cosby's Whiteout Wednesday post-COVID.
Whiteout Wednesday, post-COVID.
Post-COVID.
Minister James, talk about worship on Wednesday.
Well, we have full praise team on Wednesday. And of course, we're all in our white. So all the praise team people are ready. Brother Jason's just coming back from that wonderful stellar service. So we're so excited about that. I mentioned on the staff meeting, not only did Jason do that, but Jason and one of our own, LaRon Rennie, had a song on the recently recording of Ricky Dillard and New Generation. I went up to that recording on Friday. Awesome. And I'm just so proud of those guys. So Jason and LaRon will have a song on that new CD when it comes out. You want to make sure you get it.
Oh, that is so phenomenal. Come on into the room. Come on into the room, church family. Come on into the room. We are talking about getting back to on-campus worship at St. Stephen Baptist Church. Again, if we could put that graphic up there again, Miss Alex, as we prepare to march back into our respective campuses. Southern Indiana, your worship time will be at 8:30 a.m. there on our St. Stephen Southern Indiana campus. Louisville, your worship time 9:30, and online your worship time is on 9:30 as well. In Hardin County, your worship time will be at 11:30 a.m. I can only imagine the emotions that are flooding through each of you, because we're going to be returning back to on-campus worship after being gone for more than a year. I got a question in the comments section. Someone asked, Miss Angela Buckner asked, will there be any plans to revisit the mask requirements, for vaccinated people anytime soon? Will we be revisiting the mask requirements for vaccinated members?
Go ahead,
Pat.
Go ahead, George.
Well,
I was going to just say.
Let me say this about all of our requirements. Everything that we've done and we've tried to do has been very fluid. You know what I mean? So just because we're doing it a certain way today does not mean that how we'll be doing it a month or two down the road. Depends on what's going on in the community, in the market. And definitely over the next number of weeks, we're going to continue to do our mask requirements. But if you were at our meetings 2 months ago, and the requirements that we thought we had to do then, at that time, we thought we would have to do some social distancing, right, Pat? But now, over time, we said, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to have full capacity. We felt that we did not want to shut the door on any member who has not been in that building for 16 months. So we're going to try our best to accommodate as many folks as we can. But as we've always said, all of our requirements and all the things that we do and how we've done have been fluid up to this point and will continue to be. Pat?
And I just wanted to add, the mask mandate is we're trying to make sure that we keep everyone safe and that everyone feels comfortable coming back into the worship. One of the things a lot of people are saying, if I've been vaccinated, I shouldn't have to wear a mask. Well, part of this is our educating our members. Just because you've been vaccinated will not prevent you from getting COVID. And so we want to make sure that we this is an effort to prevent the spread of COVID as best we can. The other challenge is managing those who have been vaccinated versus those who haven't been vaccinated. And right now we don't have a mechanism in place to do that. So the best thing for us to do is to just ask everyone to respectfully wear a mask.
An
And
interesting. Go ahead.
we want to continue to encourage folks to please get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I just did a post on Facebook really just yesterday, Crystal, and it said, where would the country be if nobody decided to get the vaccine? Where would we be today? We would be in the same position that we're in this time last year,
Absolutely.
with restrictions at school, businesses, churches, nursing homes, sports arenas. So listen to the science, get your vaccine, protect your family, friends, and just as important, yourself.
Right.
And to
I
that,
wanted to share that an interesting situation was brought up. Someone I know that attends the Southern Indiana campus, she found out she's pregnant. And so she is opting not to be vaccinated, but she felt very comfortable that she can still go to on-campus worship with without feeling like she's putting herself and her unborn child in jeopardy because she's decided not to vaccinate during this time. And so the whole mask, requiring for masks to wear, that was a very good point to make everyone feel comfortable about coming back into our space. Pat?
and we'll also be doing some other things on this Sunday on all of our campuses. Inspire Diagnostics will be on site and they will be doing COVID testing. So if we get anyone that comes in and they just want to know for sure that they don't have COVID, that will be available to you. We are working hard. We are trying to have the vaccines available. I'm still working. It's Tuesday, but I'm still working to try to make it happen for Sunday because I just think it's important. Someone may come in and feel like, I need to go on and get the vaccine, and we want to make that available. So the church, we really want us to be the hospital that our community needs. So when we come in, everybody knows that we've tried to check every box to make sure that everybody is comfortable.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw two balls. The first ball I'm going to throw, Kevin James. Someone asked, will we still be streaming online for worship? I'm going to have you answer that. And then Mr. George Demery, let's talk about giving. I want you to talk about the giving protocols that have been set into place. Kevin, go first.
Yes, we will continue to stream. Remember, our pastor told us he wants to be bifocal. We're going to be working online and on campus. So at 9:30, we will still have the online streaming service. We will also have the 9 o'clock pre-show every Sunday, like we have with Miss Crystal. And so you're cordially invited to make sure that you still do that. There will be times that many of us will want to get to on-campus worship, and we won't be able to do it. You will still be able to worship online. So you can do both. We're going to do both online and on campus. Now, that's going to only happen at the 9 o'clock and 9:30 hour. The Indiana service and the Hardin County services will not be streamed, but the Louisville service at 9:30 will be streamed every week. And then every Wednesday, we will still stream at 7 p.m.
Thank you, Kevin. As it relates to giving, all of our online platforms that you've used over the last 16 months will still be available. And I just by coincidence, just did a survey yesterday. And right at about 66 to almost 70% of our members are now giving online, compared to, it was in the 20% just before COVID. So please, this is a marvelous opportunity for me to again say thank you. Thank you for continuing to give to your church, continue to support your church. We appreciate it. It's because of you and the faithfulness of our membership that we've been able to sustain ourselves through this terrible pandemic. Now, as far as giving in church, there will be wall safes. And let me say that again. These are wall safes. And they're going to be at every entrance every door that goes inside the sanctuary. So you can drop your giving envelopes on the way in, or you can drop your giving envelopes on the way out. And if you like, you can always go back to the trustee's office. They have a slot in their door where you can drop an envelope there. So we just want to make giving as seamless as possible. So for those of you who, I was talking to a member the other day that said, I give online, I give monthly. Well, that's great. And yet I talked to another member and said, George, I just like writing a check. It's something about me taking a pen out and putting my name on it and my church name on it that just makes me feel good. So do it any way you want. We're just happy that you've continued to continue to decide to support your church. Thanks.
All right. Hey, we appreciate the interaction. We've got questions coming in. And we thank you so much. And we're going to get to your questions coming up here in a bit. Someone asked, will we ever see full choirs again? Minister James, will we ever see full choirs
I would
again?
say yes. I can't say when. Okay, I can say yes. I can't say when. We are still, and not to throw a wet blanket on it, but we are still dealing with COVID. All right, there are variants that are still out there, and I'm looking at the news today in different places all over the United States. People are still getting the COVID virus. Some people are getting sick, and people are still dying from COVID. And so we want to make sure that we are totally safe to do those kind of things. Now, until then, we are planning in August a praise rehearsal that we would do outside with all the choir members. You bring your own chair. I call it BYOC. Bring your own chair. We'll get in the choir rehearsal hall, choir rehearsal parking lot, and all the adult choir members from Indiana, Hardin County, and Louisville. We're going to come together. That's August the 14th, and we're going to have a joint rehearsal with everybody. But we'll be outside. You can social distance. You can wear your mask, whatever. But we want you to know that we haven't forgotten choir, but we want to make sure that we go in strategically. And so right now, we're just going to expand the praise team a little bit more and see how that works. And then if we get to the point with choir, then we'll roll right there. So I would say yes, but we just don't know when right now.
All right. Yes, but we do not know when. Again, welcome to a very special program. We are talking all about reentry, which will take place this Sunday. This Sunday, y'all, we get a chance to fellowship in person together. And if you're part of our wonderful eCampus and you are among the, I think Dr. Christine Cosby Gaither shared with us that we've had like 80 people from our eCampus join and become a member of St. Stephen Church. You're going to be catching us online 9:30, streaming still live, the wonderful ministry of St. Stephen Church. And so that brings us to the doors of the church being open. We had one protocol put into place for online. Miss Pat, how will people be able to join worship? How will people be able to join church following worship under these new guidelines?
So just as they've always been, we kind of had to do some test runs to see how that will work out. And our decision counselors and associate ministers, shout out to them. They have come together and they've just decided if people want to come down and they are on campus, we still want them to be able to do so. And so, we've got some still some logistical things we're working out as far as the camera crews, being in the center of the aisle, but we know we can make it happen. We've done so in the past couple of weeks. People were still able to come down and unite with the church or to just ask for prayer. But again, if you are online, you still can just call the number, call the church, and someone will direct you to a decision counselor or someone from the prayer ministry, whichever you're in need of.
All right. I've got a question, a really good question that we'll get to coming up here in a bit. But what door are we to use when coming into the facility? I've not used that front entrance since we shut down in March of 2020. But I know it's a new day, new way. Are we coming through the front entrance? How are we coming in?
We're coming through the front entrance. And one of the very important things to remember, especially for our music ministry, we all were guilty. We use that back door to the choir rehearsal hall. You will no longer be able to use that door. We're asking everyone to enter in through the front doors on the Louisville campus or through the Family Life Center front doors. So you've got both of those options. We do have a special door, I think it is door C on our Louisville campus for our disabled members so that they can get in easily through the to the worship center. Now on Indiana campus, you will still come in through the front doors, just as you always have, as well as on the Hardin County campus. You will come in through the front doors. However, they do have a special door for those who are disabled or are participating in worship. They have a special door just for that. So, a lot has changed, but some things are still the same.
All right. Someone asked a very good question. The name is Shay Cruz Cooper. Hello, Miss Cooper. We thank you so much for taking the time to join us. She says that she's not a member of St. Stephen Baptist Church. She wants to know, will she be allowed to come visit on Sunday, or is it strictly open to only the membership? Good question.
May I
We
address,
are open.
may I address that? It's well, let me tell you what's happened. Let me tell you that a dynamic just happened. We closed the doors on March 15th, 2000, and we had no idea what the future may hold. And what happened is we got a ton of new members from all over the country, and I like to call them our friends. I mean, we just had a staff meeting a second ago where it shared our numbers, and we literally have thousands of people who are participating in either one of the worship services or one of our ministries that we have online weekly. So you are welcome as a friend to come in St. Stephen Baptist Church. And we hope that one day when you get that feeling, and you really get to experience what we do both online and if you choose on campus, that you will choose to become a member of St. Stephen Baptist Church.
And I was just going to add that we are open at full capacity. So we want everyone who wants to be in church on Sunday. If you don't have a church home or a church to go to, come and join us at St. Stephen at any one of our locations, Southern Indiana, Louisville, or Hardin County. We will welcome you with open arms.
Amen. Listen, time flies when you're having fun. Our time together is just about up. Someone asked a question: how early can they come on campus and come into the sanctuary? I know that if we gave them an opportunity to come the night before and stay the night in the sanctuary, they would, because they happen to be home. But how early can they come?
Well, I would say, we can't really tell you how early to come, but we're going to be ready to receive guests at 8 o'clock. So we'll be ready, and we'll have our greeters will be at the doors on the Louisville campus. On the Indiana campus, they will be ready to receive you at 7:30. And on the Hardin County campus, they will be ready to receive you at 10:30. So an hour prior, everybody's supposed to be in place and ready to receive worshipers into the worship center.
And the weather forecast as of today looks like it's going to be pretty good for Sunday. Now, things can change, you know how the weather is, but it looks like we're going to have a good day for Sunday.
And we definitely want you to come because Miss Crystal is going to be on at 9 o'clock, and we need you in the house at 9 o'clock to support Miss Crystal and push her on and all her guests. I don't know who's going to be on this week, but yes, you come early and secure you a good seat, and let's just have a good time, y'all. I'm excited. This is
Yeah.
first time since the
I know.
pandemic. I don't know about you, and I've been coming every week, but I'm just so excited about this week.
Absolutely. So, yeah, thank you, Kevin, so much for the plug. The pre-show, come be a part of our sanctuary audience. And the pre-show kicks off at 9 o'clock on the Louisville campus, and worship begins at 9:30 on the Louisville campus. Let's do one more question, and then I'm going to do round robin and allow each of you to share with us your final thoughts before we prepare for our first Sunday back. Miss Jacynthia Brown Girton asked, what about the kids? Will Sunday school be available for the children?
On this Sunday, Sunday school, I think Reverend Geneva talked about Sunday school last week. We won't be having children's church. So we're asking everyone to come in the sanctuary. So that's important. I'm glad someone asked that question because we don't want anyone to be confused when they come in. We won't have any children's church or any Sunday school available on Sunday. So we need everyone to come into the worship center on all the campuses.
All right, that's good information. Let's see. Hold on, I've got one more question. Okay, I'll ask this last question. Someone wants to know, Miss Tracy, are there do you need volunteers? Do you still need people to help out in any way?
Yes, we can always use volunteers. I mean, we've got a massive amount of members, and just in preparing, we want to be as prepared as possible. So I think that question came from Tracy Mitchell, and I will call you personally, darling, because we definitely can use your help. But Tracy Mitchell,
Absolutely.
she's a Mitchell, and they always helping. So we can
Yes,
expect
they
that from
are.
the Mitchell family.
Listen, I about fell out when I seen Mother Mitchell Sunday. I was so happy to
See,
see her in the place.
uh,
And Tracy,
uh,
we was
hey,
happy to
Chris,
see and hear you, Tracy. Okay, now can't nobody hit them notes like Miss Tracy Mitchell. Hey, you
Say it,
all,
say it.
this has been such a wonderful time. I'm gonna give each of you an opportunity to say some closing thoughts before we get on out of here. George Demery, you're up first.
well, I'm just happy that we've made it through it. That the pandemic was just a little hurdle that we got over, and we worked really hard to prepare all three campuses. And I'm super excited about welcoming all our members and friends back in the doors at St. Stephen Baptist Church. And thank you for being faithful members and faithful friends to the church.
All right. Minister Kevin James, what final thoughts you want to share with us before we get out of here?
Matthew 28:19-20 said, and you shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world. And that's what we're doing. We're worshiping in Hardin County. We're worshiping in Indiana. We're worshiping in Louisville, but we're worshiping global as we worship online all over the world. And we got members all over this country now. And I want you to know I am so excited about the prospect of St. Stephen Global.
Come on, he done churched us on out of here. All right, Miss Pat Matheson, you got the last word, sweetheart, before we go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like a kid in school who's going to getting ready to present what she bought for show and tell. We have worked so hard, and I feel like we've made some great improvements on our campuses. George has worked. I mean, everybody has just done so much work. It's sort of like I can't wait for y'all to get back and see what's going on, and we're gonna have us a good time in church. Now we might tear up some stuff. Sorry, George, but we can replace it. But I just think it's gonna be such an awesome time, and I am not only excited, but I am so proud of my church. I am so proud to be a member of St. Stephen Baptist Church.
I tell you, I'm smiling so hard, my face hurts. I'm thinking, who's going to set their clothes out the night before so they could be ready?
Well, I made it easy because I'm gonna wear my New Day, New Way
Oh,
T-shirt.
that's right. That's right. She's wearing her New Day, New Way shirt. But honey, I'm gonna set my stuff out the night before. I cannot believe it. And I feel the same way. I feel so proud to be a part of this body. We've got the best members this side of heaven. We've got the best leadership, the best volunteers, and we cannot wait to come together on one accord. And that happens this Sunday, one more time for the one time. Alex, go ahead and put that graphic up so we can go ahead and shout out the worship times. There you have it. The New Day, New Way reopening date for all campuses, Southern Indiana, 8:30 a.m. And Miss Pat said that the doors will open at, you said 8 o'clock, Miss Pat, or 7:30?
7:30 on the Indiana campus.
Hey,
7:30 on the Indiana campus.
Crystal, may I just say one more thing, please?
Yes, go ahead.
We also have the best pastor.
Yes.
You know,
that goes with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that when I see the work that Pastor Cosby does weekly, I don't know anybody like him. You know what I mean? He is tireless, and he makes you want to work hard. So I just wanted to add that before we got out of here.
Amen.
Absolutely. And again, 9:30 is the reentry time for Louisville. 9:30 is the worship time. The sanctuary will be open at 8 o'clock. Be there for the pre-show, which starts at 9 o'clock, and worship begins at 9:30. And then Hardin County, your turn will be at 11:30. And again, the sanctuary will open, I believe, an hour before, so you can allow yourself to go on in there in the sanctuary and find you a good spot and get ready to worship. I don't know about y'all. I think you might need to have your tennis shoes on. There might be a lot of running and shouting on Sunday, and we want you to be comfortable, okay? So anyway, gang, thank you so much for taking the time to join me and our members. Can we all just say bye and we'll see you Sunday? Let's just say we'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
See you Sunday.